Hey there Retro Games fans, this is Andy C from Piece of 8-Bit. Welcome to this week's video. Going to be doing something a little bit different this week, so we're going to take a break from Xbox 360 and I'm going to be doing a VR to Gib84 Gaming, who asks, what are the best games of the last quarter of a century? What are the top 25 games, in fact, of the last 25 years? And yeah, I've been saying for a while I kind of want to do it, but it was really difficult to choose what 25 games I wanted to put in my list. So to be honest with you, I'm going to caveat this a little bit. I've got a couple of collections of games that I've chalked up to a single entry, and I've also got, I'll be honest with you, right, when you watch Retro Import Gamer or Gib84 Gaming, that kind of thing, they've got some really cracking games in there, some that you may not have even heard of. My list is a little bit mainstream, and I make no apologies for that. This is ultimately the games that I've really enjoyed playing over the last 25 years or so, and there are a lot of mainstream games in there. So, like I said, I make no apologies for that. This is just the stuff that I've found really good fun. So, hope you enjoy this list. I'm going to try and rattle through it as quick as possible. For those of you who watch my channel, you know that I do like to natter on a little bit, so I'm going to try and keep it to sort of no more than a kind of minute or two for each entry while I just talk a little bit about my memories of it. I'm also going to try and do this in one recording as well, so expect mistakes as we go. Right, let's dive straight into the content then, and yeah, I'll see you in there as we count down our top 25 games of the last 25 years. Okay, so I said top 25 and I said countdown. There isn't a countdown. These are in no particular order. I haven't ordered these. All that I do know is you probably can't tell really too much, but I have made a mess of my office trying to dig all these games out. Yeah, let's dive straight in with the first one then. So another thing I'm not going to apologise for is there is a lot of PlayStation stuff in here. I've been playing on the PlayStation a lot over the last 25 years, so it is heavily influenced by that. So we're going to dive in with a PlayStation series straight up, and that is the Uncharted collection. I absolutely love the Uncharted games. I really enjoyed all four of them, and I even enjoyed the Vita one as well. But this is Nathan Drake collection, which has 1, 2 and 3 on it, and I also have 4 as well. 4 looks stunning. Not sure which is my favourite. I just love all of them, so I'm just gonna pop that entry in there and just say Last of Us, definitely a game worth checking out. Sticking with the same publisher, also Last of Us, another amazing game from Naughty Dog. Loved the game, enjoyed the first series of the TV series. I've still got the second series to finish, actually. It's been a little bit slower for me. I haven't enjoyed it as much, but Last of Us, brilliant. And I'm not putting this in as a series. Whilst I love Last of Us 2, I think the first game is by far the best of the Last of Us games. I really, really enjoyed it. It terrified me. It was stunning. Really thoroughly enjoyed that. So Last of Us is my next entry. This is the remastered one on the PS4. Of course, there's been about 75 remastered versions of Last of Us. I'm sure there'll be more to come. So yeah, so that's Last of Us. Sticking with the PlayStation, we're going to head into a racing theme now. And this is a game that I absolutely adore. And I still go back and play this game now. And that game is Burnout Paradise. I love the whole Burnout series. For me, Burnout Paradise is just brilliant. I loved playing it online. I know it's got this little logo in the bottom here which says it shouldn't be in any kind of top 25 list, but I don't agree with that. Burnout Paradise is a Criterion game as far as I'm concerned, and this is a fabulous, fabulous game. I've spent so much time in this. It looks stunning. Despite the fact that it's getting on for 20 years old, it is just a wonderful game in every respect, and I really enjoy it. And like I said, really enjoyed the online, had some great memories playing online on this with my friends, and we had such laughs and such fun memories of that. So that is Burnout Paradise. A bit of a nod to all of the Burnout games, which is just fantastic, and I wish there were more. I wish they revisited that series. Sticking with the racing theme, this is not a PlayStation entry, and this just squeaks into the last 25 years, and that is Crazy Taxi. This game came out in 1999 in the arcades, but on the console in 2000, so I'm going to count it in this list. Another game which I absolutely love. It's a quick pick up and play game. I love playing it in the arcades actually, but I enjoy playing it on the Dreamcast, which is where you should play it if you're going to play it. It's the best version, it's got the best soundtrack. Stunning game, great concept. Really, really good fun, and you can just play it for a few minutes, you know, and just get a lot of enjoyment out of it. It just never dates. It's just brilliant. Absolutely love that one. Okay. So next up, we've got some free roaming games. Now, this is one that I am definitely not going to make any apologies for, and that is Assassin's Creed 2. Now, the Assassin's Creed series is a real mixed bag. When the first Assassin's Creed came out, I loved the ambition of it, and I loved to see what was possible. It wasn't the most exciting game in the world. It was a bit repetitive, but great environments, great concept. And when they did Assassin's Creed 2, they took all of the lessons that they got from the first one, and we had the Ezio Auditore series, which is a fantastic story set in Renaissance Italy. It's absolutely brilliant, and this is, for me, the real high point of Assassin's Creed in what has otherwise been a mixed bag. And I think the franchise, sadly, has got a little bit tired. I'm playing Shadows actually at the moment, which is also really good. I enjoyed Mirage, loved Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4. That's another fantastic game which almost made my list, but there was a lot of dross in between, a lot of games that I didn't enjoy anything like as much. So this is Assassin's Creed 2. I think this is the best in the series. It has the best story. It looks stunning. Great characterization. Fantastic game. Absolutely love this. Sunk a lot of hours into Assassin's Creed 2 and can always go back and replay it. Sticking with that kind of free roaming, we've got Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This game obviously continues to be sold and played online. Never really got into the online thing. Just loved the setting of this game. Really enjoyed Oblivion that came before it as well. But loved Skyrim. And I really wish there had been another Elder Scrolls game, a proper new one for the next generation. But this was great. You know, what's not to love? Are you free roaming? You can be a wizard. You can be a Redguard, whatever you want to be. You can fly around on dragons. It's just brilliant. It's just great. I mean, it looks quite dated now. And I tried playing it in VR. Don't do that. It made me feel very poorly. But I just really enjoyed Skyrim. I know it's very mainstream. I know it's Bethesda, but I really, really enjoyed this. And yeah, this definitely belongs in my list. And again, another free roamer. And I probably will count this as a bit of a series. Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2, both absolutely fantastic games. Loved Red Dead Redemption. It was the first time I played any of the Red Dead games. Loved the setting of it. Fantastic entry by Rockstar, of course. A bit of a deviation from the Grand Theft Auto series. So it was like sort of Grand Theft Auto does cowboys, which I really, really loved, although it's a lot more gritty. Really, really enjoyed this, and I really enjoyed 2 as well. I thought it was a fantastic game. Loved the environments in that, and again, great characterization. I think it's a bit Marmite. Not everybody loves the second one, but I haven't heard of anybody that says they don't like this one. I'm sure my comments will light up now saying that is not the case. But yeah, really enjoyed the Red Dead Redemption series, 1 and 2, but specifically for me, 1, I just really enjoyed. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It was just fantastic. All right. Okay, now on to a bit of a horror theme, and this is the remastered version of said game, Silent Hill 2. Now, really, probably, if I'm totally honest, I think Silent Hill 2 on the PlayStation 2 is what I'm referring to here. I do really like the remastered version on the PS5, although I can't finish it because it is utterly terrifying, and I'm a big wuss, as I've mentioned before. But I love the Silent Hill series, especially 2. It is just so atmospheric. And creepy, and I love the story in it and the idea of it. It's gripping and terrifying in equal measure. It is just a fantastic game by Konami, and yeah, I really, really love it. Okay, so something a little bit more lighthearted now. This is the Ratchet & Clank. So if you watched any of my PS2 month with last month, you'll know that I love these games. I've picked out Rift Apart. I guess really I'm referring to all of the Ratchet & Clank games here. But I actually, do you know what? I picked Rift Apart because I think Rift Apart is absolutely fantastic, and it shows that the franchise is still fresh after all of these years. Ratchet & Clank is just a fabulous game. Well, they're all fabulous series, but Rift Apart is absolutely exceptional. It looks beautiful. It's a go. You can play it several times. And you won't get bored of it. It is absolutely brilliant. So I'm just going to take a swig of my drink now. So there's trouble with doing one shot. Okay, so Ratchet & Clank, obviously another PlayStation game. I appreciate that. And of course, we talked about the mascots on the PlayStation, and we talked about Sly Cooper, and we talked about Jack and Daxter. Those are fantastic games as well. And this is why I found it so hard to pick stuff for my list. So, Ratchet and Clank. All right, staying very up to date, in fact, extremely up to date is my next one. And maybe this is just because my memory gets hazy, and so that's why I remember newer titles. But I wanted to pick Donkey Kong Bonanza because this is a really, really good game, and it's definitely, for me, one of the highlights of 2025. Obviously, with the Switch 2 coming out, it's been a very eventful year in the world of gaming, and I think this, for me, is a real highlight of the platform. My next entry in a minute, which I'll cover, I'll talk about, which is also there's a version on the Switch 2. I'll stop rambling and talk about that in a second. But this, I think, for me, has been the best Switch 2 game so far, and it is such a lot of fun to play. It, again, visually stunning. I love the characters in it. I love the story in it. I haven't even got all that far into it yet. I need to go back and play some more of it. It's just a fact of time more than anything else. But yeah, love everything about this game. It's probably a work in progress, but fabulous game. Definitely recommend, if you've got a Switch 2, go in and check it out. Donkey Kong Bonanza, brilliant. And I mentioned another Switch game, and that is Mario Kart 8. And I don't include Mario Kart World in this. I don't mind Mario Kart World. I think it's quite good, but I think this, for me, is the peak Mario Kart game. Love all the Mario Karts, really, but 8 has it all. Obviously, it came out on the Wii U before. Really like 7. It doesn't massively improve over 7. It's difficult to improve a formula that is almost perfection, but Mario Kart 8 for me is brilliant. It's got lots of tracks, there's lots of expansions, lots of customizations. It is just a fantastic game, and this is always popular when you've got people over and you can do 4-player split screen, or you can do link up if a couple of people got a Switch. It's just fantastic. Great entry by Nintendo. Great entry by Nintendo there. Okay, right, now this next one's probably going to be a little bit controversial. This is a real Marmite game, and that is No Man's Sky. Now, this is, for me, the ultimate in gaming redemption. This is a game that started out, was very disappointing. You can tell this is the PS4 version. I've had this a long time. I picked it up secondhand from CEX when it was only 10 quid, because at the time it was being ditched by everybody, and everybody said it was boring and nothing happened and it was empty. I have sunk hundreds of hours into this game subsequently. It is so much better now. Graphics are better. There's more stories in it. There's more you can do. The base building is excellent. It's got VR. It is the game that it meant to be. Sort of 10. I can't even remember how many years ago it was now. Quite a while ago. It is. I think it's over 10 years now. It is a fantastic game now, and I strongly recommend, if you ditched it at the beginning and you were hoping for something that was elite, and you got a bit bored of it and was like, this is boring, there's nothing to do, go back and revisit it, please. It is such a good game now. And Hello Games, who are a small studio, have absolutely outdone themselves, and this is, for me, the ultimate redemption in how you learn from your mistakes and then put it right. And of course, they've got Light No Fire, hopefully coming out next year, which I'm hoping they will have learned from all the mistakes of this, and we get a fantastic game from launch. And it's taken a while, so fingers crossed that's the reason why they're doing that. Okay, and obviously No Man's Sky, I've got the PlayStation version there, but I also have it on the ROG Ally, I've got it on the Mac, my son has it on his gaming PC, we've got it on the Switch, so the cross save as well means it's very portable, and you can play it anywhere as well, which is fantastic. This is the only Xbox game, I think, in my entry, and that's, I don't mean to be harsh to Xbox, and there were so many games I could have picked. I mean, I could have picked Halo, I could have picked Project Gotham, I could have picked Forza Horizon, but I didn't, because I'm fairly new to Xbox, so it's not meant as a slight against Xbox. I want everybody to understand that. It's just I didn't play Xbox very much until more recently, so it's difficult for me to pick my 25 most influential games from the last 25 years when Xbox has only really featured recently, and I've only really just started getting into it. And I will say, as part of my month with the Xbox 360, I have really enjoyed that. But this game is a fantastic racer, and it is Outrun 2. And obviously, it's not just on the Xbox, but it is a brilliant return to form, a great return to Outrun for Sega. I absolutely adore this game. It looks brilliant. It's so playable, and it is absolutely one of my favourite races out there. And it's been great actually to get back and play it. I've got Coast to Coast on the PS2, which is essentially a version of this 2006 Coast to Coast. Yeah, it is just so much fun to play, and it has that same vibe about it that the original Outrun had, except graphically it's so much better and more polished. I'll say not much better, it's so much better in terms of the way it looks, and the controls and those kind of things. The original Outrun, you know, it's absolutely in my top 10 list, if not one of my top 5 list of games ever. But this is absolutely fantastic. Next up, going for something completely different now, and that is a game called Ico, which is basically a piece of art in a game. There's also Shadow of the Colossus as well, which you can almost count in the same breath, as they're from the same studio, and they're both very similar. Shadow of the Colossus largely considered to be a bit of a spiritual successor to Ico. It is it's hard to explain. It's a really, really pretty game. It's really atmospheric. It has a fantastic soundtrack. The characters are really interesting, and it is just, yeah, it's quite an emotional game actually. If you play this, it's quite emotional. There's a, you know, it is a very heartfelt game. It's very thought out, very well thought out, and there's really not very much else like it. So if you ever fancy trying something a bit different, go check out Ico. It is a fantastic game, or Shadow of the Colossus for that matter. Both beautiful art house style games. Can't say enough good things about them. Fantastic, and yeah, even the artwork on the box is just lovely. Brilliant game. Okay, next up is a bit of a selection of games. Now, again, I make no apologies for being obvious and mainstream about this, but I've picked the next two, but they're related games. So I've picked Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas as a kind of a one-hit set. I mean, basically, they are three completely different games, different stories and different characters, but they're all based on the same engine. And so, you know, I just thought I can't list these three separately, really. I think I'll list them all together. And I struggle to decide which is my favourite. I think probably if I had to pick in the order of favourite, I think I'd say Vice City is my favourite, San Andreas next, and then 3 after that. But 3, you'll have heard me say this before, is just, for me, it was a gaming landmark moment. I started playing that game, and I enjoyed the GTA 2 series and thought, wouldn't this be great in 3D? For me, it was the first really good, legitimate, open world, do what you like type of game. I loved it. I loved the setting of it. I loved how it played. I loved everything about this game, and I played it to death, and I've played it multiple times. And same with the other two as well. Vice City was just, you know, the soundtrack, the neon, the 80s vibe about it was just brilliant. I just loved it. Loved the sort of references to various 80s pop culture. And then, of course, San Andreas did the same for the 90s, and San Andreas was just ambition personified. We were running it on an aging PlayStation 2 at this point, and it really demonstrated what you could squeeze out of that console. And the way that they laid the game out was very, very clever, gave it this feeling of size, and it was just an exceptionally good game. On all three of these, I spent hours and hours and hours playing, and I just love the Grand Theft Auto series. I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care that it's mainstream. It's you know, just fantastic. And the next one I picked is also Grand Theft Auto, and that's Grand Theft Auto 5, which is, and I love 4 actually for that matter. I should have picked 4 and 5 in the same breath, perhaps in the same, following my own rules, but I love 5. And it is, you know, obviously it's much later. I'll say much later. It was PS3, I suppose, but it was. I've played this game to death as well. Fantastic game, and I loved the characters in it. I love the humour in it. Really, really great fun. I am thoroughly looking forward to 6 next year, maybe. Yeah, it is fantastic. It's irreverent. It's ridiculous, and I quite like the story in it. I think it's got good story and good characterization. So. Again, I make no apologies for this, but yeah, Grand Theft Auto definitely belongs in my list, not least because I have sunk many, many hours into it. Okay, coming a bit more up to date now. Well, no, actually, no, this would be a newer game, so I don't know what I'm talking about. The Spider-Man game on the PS4, and I probably would include the other two as well, so Spider-Man 2 and Miles Morales on the PlayStation 4. They are modern games, and they are fantastic games. They're not retro games, obviously, at all, but they are absolutely brilliant. They are, again, graphically fantastic. Lots to do, nice balance. The mechanics of how you kind of swing through New York City as Spider-Man just work really, really well. And the combat mechanics are brilliant. There's some great set pieces and you know, weaponry, yeah, I suppose so, weaponry, but generally your fighting moves are just absolutely fantastic, and I like the sort of little incidental missions that you get where it tells you that there's a crime happening and you can go and resolve that. It's just brilliant, really brilliant entry from Insomniac. But yeah, I like 1 and 2. 2 is also really, really good. I haven't finished it, actually. I haven't finished 2. Finished this one completely, and Miles Morales as well. But yeah, brilliant games. Looks stunning. Great soundtrack. Tick all the boxes, as do all of the games. So Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. Sticking with the PlayStation 4, another open world game, which I just don't think people remember enough about how good this game actually was. This is The Witcher, Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, and I sunk an enormous amount of time into this game. It's a bit of a slow burner. You know, when you sort of start off, it takes a little bit of a while to get into it, and but once you do, or once you kind of get into Geralt's character, and you start exploring the map, there's so much to see and do. The expansions, the Blood and Wine expansion in particular, is really, really good. It's again a really, really good looking game, and for me it filled the void that Skyrim left, because we haven't had any more Elder Scrolls since, and this for me was kind of filled that void. I had so much hope for Cyberpunk, and I do need to go back and revisit it because everybody says it is so much better now, but you know, I expected CD Projekt Red to pull it out the bag again with Cyberpunk, and they didn't quite do it, although that largely apparently is a bit like No Man's Sky in as much as there is a bit of a redemption arc on that game. But yeah, Witcher Wild Hunt, absolutely brilliant game, and I could go back and play this all the way through again, despite the fact I sunk at least 40-50 hours maybe into this. It is absolutely fantastic. Again, all the mechanics, the fighting, the riding around, the exploration, all absolutely brilliant. Okay, a couple of races now. So I'm going to talk about this one in particular. So Gran Turismo 3, I think, is probably it's difficult with Gran Turismo because they're always really, really good. I love Gran Turismo 7. I love doing it on VR. I love playing it with the G29 wheel. Gran Turismo 3, I think, for me, is the one I remember most fondly. So we could probably just say, let's just include Gran Turismo in the 2000s in this list. But Gran Turismo 3 for me is just an absolute, it's just a corker of a game. I remember seeing this for the first time and just being absolutely blown away by how good it looked and how realistic it looked on a PlayStation 2. And 4 just improved on that in terms of graphics, but the two games, as you'll have seen, if you go back, you can watch my GT3 versus GT4 in the bit between a few weeks back. I talk about both of these games and how different they are in terms of what they bring. So Gran Turismo, absolutely fantastic. If you want racing simulation, I don't honestly think there's anything better out there, and that's not because I don't think Forza Motorsport is any good. I do, I think it's great, but Gran Turismo for me has always been the king of the racing simulator and remains so to this day. All right, another racer, but a completely different vibe now. And this is going to be a bit of an unusual choice for a few, but this for me was an early game on the PlayStation 3, MotorStorm. And I just think this is a fantastic game. I just love it. And for its ambition more than anything else, on a fairly new console, I think it might have even been a launch title. I can't remember for sure. It certainly wasn't long after the PS3 came out. And I like the fact that you know, like, would deform the earth, and it was just so silly. You know, there was lots of, it was extreme. There was this it had a really cool vibe about it as well. This kind of festival vibe that you kind of see in other games now, like Forza. It just, I just loved the choice of vehicles, the kind of muddy tracks, the fact that you could boost your car or your bike or your whatever, and it would explode and all that kind of thing. And you could play it on, I think you could you play it online? I have a feeling you could play it online. you know what? I can't remember. I'm sure I played this online, but maybe I imagined it. But I think or maybe I played it split screen. I cannot remember. I definitely remember playing this with other people. And it is great. There's a good career mode in it, but it is just good to go back and play. And it is just wild and loud and crazy, and it's got great music and all of those kind of things. And I think it's a stunning looking game, especially given its age. So that's Motorstorm for me. Okay, so I'm going to pick a mainstream one now and a not mainstream one. I think consider it a not mainstream one. So let's go for this one. This is SSX Tricky. Love the SSX series. Very mainstream, very EA, in as much as, well, it's an EA game. And they did their EA big games back in the day. Tricky, I think, is the best one. I enjoyed 1 and 3 a lot. Tour, I was a bit disappointed with, an SSX, which was sort of a reboot, the later one. I was a bit disappointed with that, but Tricky, this is great. This is good arcade gaming. You know, it's just loads and loads of fun. And I remember when the PS2 came out and playing the original SSX and doing that split screen. It's just a huge amount of fun, and it was like, oh wow, this is what this console was going to be bringing us, and it was just fantastic. Yeah, absolutely loved Tricky. I think it was just improved on the formula, tightened up the graphics. Added a few new features, all of those kind of things, and I really enjoyed that. And 3, which followed, was also really good, that sort of conquer the mountain idea as well. But for me, Tricky is the best. It's the best of sort of that arcade series of gaming. Yeah, really enjoyed SSX, and I don't care that it's an EA game, and I don't care that it's mainstream. I just love this game. And maybe if I'd played 1080 more back in the day, maybe I'd, you know, have more of a fondness for that than I do for this. But I actually think they're quite different games. I think that feels more, that's got more of a realism feel to it, 1080, whereas this is just pure arcade fun. And I love it, and I still play it now. That's how I know that I like it, because it is just great. And then perhaps a less well-known, less mainstream game, which was The Getaway on the PlayStation 2. And I absolutely love this game. And I did a video on it quite a while ago now, and not many people were that interested in it. It's quite a dark game, and it's sort of think of Grand Theft Auto but gritty and set in London. And it's got, if you're into your sort of Guy Ritchie movies, you know, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, that kind of thing, then this game is fantastic, because it's got that, you know, it was to what Vice City was to, you know, some of the 80s things. You know, some of the 80s movies and the 80s pop culture reference and all that kind of thing. This feels like a sort of 90s version of that. It feels very Guy Ritchie, and it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. It's quite hard. It's quite frustrating in places. There's not a lot heads up. It's quite easy to get killed. But I just love the setting of it, and I love driving around London in sort of early 2000s cars, and I think it's a massively underrated game. I never played the Black Monday game, the second one, but I do fancy having a bit of a go at that. So yeah, The Getaway on PlayStation 2, brilliant. Go check it out, and go check out my video as well, because nobody watched it. Okay, last few now. So we're going to come back much more up to date again, and I'm going to just talk about Super Mario Odyssey. Another Switch game, and for me, this is one of the best Mario games of the last 25 years. I did contemplate Luigi's Mansion, because it is brilliant, but it is very short, and I just didn't know whether I played it enough to get it in my list. So it was definitely almost made it. If I'd done a top 30, it probably would have appeared. But I think Super Mario Odyssey for me is definitely one of the best games. There was actually some good Mario games on the Wii U, as it happens. Didn't enjoy Sunshine on the Cube at the start of the quarter century, but for me, Mario Odyssey, I love this game, yeah, really enjoyed it. Played it to death. Lots of good exploration. Like the way the maps are laid out. It's got sort of an open worldy feel to it. It sort of blends a bit of 2D gaming in there as well, so it's got some nostalgia in it. And it is, for me, one of the best 3D Marios since Mario 64. I really enjoyed it. And that's not to say there aren't other good Mario games out there that have been around the last 25 years, but for me, this is probably my favourite. So there you go. All right, down to the last two, and I know this one's in Give84 Gaming's list, actually, and that's Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. I love 3 as well. 3 is also really good. This game I sunk a lot of time into, and it is stunning. and frustrating in equal measure, but it is great, and it is the ultimate espionage, sneak around, stealthy game out there. There is no better, in my opinion, and it's great. And I love. There's loads of little things in this that I really love. And so when you play the first mission and you're in the tanker ship and you're playing a snake, and you play as Raiden later on, you're playing a snake and you're down in the hull, and they're watching a big presentation on the screen. And if you walk in front of the projector, there's a shadow appears, and you get that obviously that infamous exclamation mark appears on all of the guys, and you get caught. Just brilliant, great fun, and yeah, really stunning looking game, and yeah, another Konami masterpiece in my opinion. So absolutely Metal Gear Solid 2. And so there we go, we're almost at the end of our list, and like I said, there's no particular order to this, and there were so many games that I could have picked and had in this list, and yeah, I'll probably talk about some of those when I do my final thoughts at the end. But the last game in my list, and Retro Import Gamer talked about the Wii U version of this, which I've not played, so I haven't played the remastered version of this, but I absolutely love this. This is the Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Now, I'm not a big Zelda fan, as it happens. I played Breath of the Wild on the Switch, which is really good, and that's probably going to be in my almost made it list, but Wind Waker, I absolutely love the cell shading. This is something also that Retro Import Gamer talked about, that cell shading. It's just fantastic because it doesn't date, and you know, you play Sly Cooper, which is also cell shaded. It just looks fantastic. It just ages really well. But at the time, I just loved the freshness of this game, and I love the sort of exploration of it, and the soundtrack is just wonderful. I absolutely love the soundtrack in this game. Yeah, just everything about it. I just so much, for me, sailing around on the ocean with that ocean going soundtrack that it played, and just kind of just pottering around, I could just do that for hours without even necessarily getting into the game. It's just great fun. It's quite frustrating. It is quite a frustrating game at points. It's quite hard at some elements, and there is an element of grind associated with it, but for the most part, this is just a flawless game, and I absolutely love it. And it's not my favourite game out of those 25. I would struggle to pick my favourite out of all of that list, and I'm not going to, and I won't be drawn on it. But there you go. So that's my top 25, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Love to hear your thoughts as well. I'll do a VR to Give 84 Gaming on this as well, especially as we get towards the end of the year. These are great. I love some of these VRs. They're fantastic to hear people's thoughts and ideas on what some of their favourite games are. But let's go and have my final thoughts now, and I'll let you know what's coming up in the channel in the next bit, and I'll see you in there. All right, so let's just wrap up now then. So hope you enjoyed that list. God, it was so hard to choose. I mean, there's so many games that you could pick from, and there's loads that sort of nearly made the list that I thought about. You know, I thought, what games have I played? Absolutely loads of. And I was thinking about, you know, like there's so many that didn't make it. Simpsons Hit and Run, fantastic game. You know, when you think about puzzle games and mobile games, there's like Angry Birds out there. Yeah, okay, so it's just a little mobile game. There's like a million versions of it, but I played loads of that. Lumines on the PSP and the Vita, again, I talked about that a few weeks ago. Absolutely fantastic games. Luigi's Mansion, there's some amazing Ridge Racer games, and of course I'm only just getting into Xbox. We've got the Halo series, the Master Chief Collection, absolutely amazing games, stunning games. Staying with the Xbox, you've got Project Gotham Racing, but all four of those are absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed the first one. The first time I played that on the original Xbox, I'm like, this is great. And of course, Forza Horizon on the Xbox 360, what an amazing game. And the latest Forza Horizon games are just so stunning. Then on the, you know, back on the GameCube, there was a few on there as well. You know, we had Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader, absolutely brilliant. Just so many games that I could have picked from. There's been so many games over the last 25 years, and it's good to kind of reflect on that and just think, well, actually, what's important to me? You know, what have I really enjoyed playing over the last 25 years? What's been the real highlight for me? So definitely go and do a VR to Give 84 Gaming. Thanks so much for doing this. Loved your list as well, and some of the other lists that I've seen on top of that from you know, Roger Retro and Retro Import Gamer and Retrohead Steve, of course. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your ideas, whether you agree with some of those that I've got, or do your own VR as well. That's definitely the way to go. So there we go. That is my VR 25 best games from the last 25 years. And according to me, of course, very much an opinion piece. So coming up on the channel, we are rapidly running into Christmas. I still have my Lego builds going on for the arcade cabinet that I'm building, which is a Pac-Man arcade cabinet, which I've had sitting around for ages. So all through the month of December, every other day, there or thereabouts, I'm doing another pack, building it, speeding it up, putting it online for you. So if you're interested in Lego, you can just watch me building that for a couple of minutes every day. Just a little bit of distraction with some cheesy jumpers and Christmas music thrown in for good measure. Obviously copyright-free Christmas music, so maybe some tracks you don't necessarily recognise. We'll also be talking about the Xbox 360 and what that's been like to live with for a month. And I am also going to be talking about, as I'm new to Xbox 360, I'm also going to be talking about the top 5 games I think you need to play to get yourself into Xbox 360 gaming for the first time. And yeah, that's based on my own experience, so another opinion piece. But yeah, if you're thinking about getting a 360, and I'll tell you what, you can pick one up for 60 quid, there or thereabouts, certainly in the UK. It's well worth a look, actually. I'm really enjoying it this month, and there's a few games that I think you just need to go and find to have a go with it. So there you go. That is my what's coming up in the channel. I'm probably just going to leave it there then. So hope you enjoyed that. Just leaves me to say, if you enjoy these videos, please do hit that like and subscribe button for more content, which hopefully you enjoy. Other than that, yeah, enjoy the run into the festive period, or the holiday period. Please all take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.